Hey guys, it's One True Griff here. Now, I'm actually doing this commentary without a video in front of me, so I'm not actually timing this. The reason I'm not doing this with a video in front of me is because this is kind of a recollection of what happened at GameFest and everything. And every time that I've tried to do it to a video of a certain length, I always seem to go over it because I always find something else to talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk and rant and whatever, and then I'm just going to stick videos to it. So I've currently no idea. This could last 40 minutes for all I know. We'll see how it goes. So first thing, we had GameFest last week. We've done nothing since then. It's been, well, we say nothing. Obviously, lives have gone on, but we put the videos up. The reason why there wasn't that many of them is because, well, basically Activision were very, very iffy about people videoing within 300 feet of their booth, because they didn't want stuff to be sort of shown off, which really, really boggles my mind, because why would you stop people from videoing, people playing the game or whatever, when it's free publicity for you? On that subject, big props to Nintendo for letting people video their Zelda playthroughs, because I think they recognised that the publicity for it. Dead chilled out. All the staff there were absolutely spot on. So big props to them. If you've got a choice between Zelda and Modern Warfare 3, go for Zelda simply to fuck Activision over and show them for being douches. On the actual gameplay front, now that little rant is out of the way, what did we see there? Well, in terms of Modern Warfare 3, it was Spec Ops only gameplay, and the queue was about 6 hours long. And that was about 6 hours long when we first entered the place, and we got there at about 9:15, and it was packed, the queue, trying to get in there. For those of you who watch some of the other videos, you know my health isn't great. I cannot stand up for, or even walk around for that, that long sort of periods of time. It's just not possible for me, and so we didn't get to we didn't get to play Modern Warfare 3. We didn't get to do Battlefield 3. In fact, a lot of the games we didn't really get hands-on with, because we got there and we were already walking around. The first video that was on the channel was us basically walking around and having a look around the place, because we figured we were there early enough, we'd probably have a look around, let some people get their games out of the way, and then we'd get in sort of like before a lunchtime rush sort of thing. Well, that didn't happen. My big impression of GameFest overall was that I don't think they expected as many people to turn up as actually did. There was 100,000 tickets available per day for the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday, and it was all sold out. I think Friday almost sold out. Saturday and Sunday definitely sold out. I know that for a fact. But it just seemed like because they only had limited space. I think Modern Warfare 3 had the biggest section right in the centre of the room. But like I said, the queue was that long for 10-minute play. You get 10 minutes with the game. But people were just going around queuing back up, and it was nightmare. You had to be prepared. You basically had to turn up with a fucking beanbag to sit on while you were queuing if you wanted to play Spec Ops. And I just didn't think it was worth it. Nothing. If I get hands on with it, you're not going to listen to what I say and say, yeah, you know what, this was great, this is bad. You're going to buy the game anyway. It's Call of Duty. So we were just like, right, you know what, sod that. Battlefield 3 was pretty much the same. That was the one I was most disappointed about not getting hands on with, because it's the big contender to Modern Warfare 3. I wanted to see whether the pacing had changed, whether they managed to speed it up from Battlefield Bad Company 2. Because the pacing was the only thing that was a flaw for me. It just was not fast-paced. It was very, very slow. You ended up being generally very, very passive, just because of the amount of vehicles and stuff that were on the map. So I was disappointed not to play that, although I kind of got the impression that it was still going to be a much slower pace than Call of Duty. What else was there? Forza 4 looked amazing. The Hobo got a chance to play that for us, and he said it was really, really good. Halo Anniversary looked very, very good as well. Batman Arkham City was astounding to watch. There was limited sort of hands-on, but by the time we actually got round to looking at that, we were at the point where we were tired and we wanted to try and get home and beat the traffic, which was an absolute fail. It was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half journey home. It took about 2.5, 3 hours in the end. What else did we do? What else? Yeah, in terms of the Modern Warfare 3 gameplay demo, which was sort of like the Zelda one that has been put up on the channel, it was the same stuff as we'd kind of already seen. It was a guy doing an actual playthrough. He did a playthrough of the one that pretty much anyone who cares about Modern Warfare 3 has already seen in the campaign. It was the submission in New York, which is spectacular as it looks. It's boring about the 800th time you've seen it. Then he played, because we were in England, he decided to play the London level, and the London level was kind of cool. Seeing, seeing the SAS in charge and going around and doing their SAS-y sort of thing. He died while playing it on normal, which was hilarious. Everyone started jeering him. For some reason, Turtle Beach decided they were going to do a advertising video before it, which was one of the most shocking advertisements I've ever seen in the history of advertising, and that includes Hugh Laurie doing the new L'Oreal for Men expert, whatever it was that I saw the other day. I mean, it's funny to watch him do that, but it doesn't seem right that it was Hugh Laurie doing it. I understand what they were doing. Big, massive game, Modern Warfare 3. You want to get your products out there. Turtle Beach have the naming rights for Modern Warfare 3 accessories in terms of headsets. And whilst it's a good idea to do it, it's very, very poorly done, in my opinion. I did speak to one of the guys who was on the Turtle Beach booth, and spot on guy, who was absolutely brilliant. I must have talked to him for like 20 minutes, and whilst the headsets do look and feel like top end products, my main problem with them, and there's always been, it's the reason why I didn't get a Turtle Beach headset in the end, was that the ear cups themselves are very, very small. They're quite a tight fit on your ears, and that's whether you've got big ears or small ears. If you've got big ears, you might as well fold them over inside them. Small ears, you're still going to rub on the outer edges of your ears, and it just doesn't feel comfortable. That's why I've got a pair of Astros, because the cuff sits all the way around. It's very, very light on the head, and easily as good, if not better quality, but it costs quite a lot more. He even admitted that the pricing on some of them was maybe a bit extravagant, just purely because of the Call of Duty name on it. The Black Ops headsets, the new Modern Warfare 3 one that they've got named. And I even saw, I think I was comparing to, just looking on the Turtle Beach website, and one was like £40 or $80 or whatever the exchange rate is more than the other, simply because it had that Call of Duty tag on it, and it was considered limited edition. I'm not going to buy a headset for it being limited edition. A headset is for functionality and for getting the best out of it, and you might as well pay for the one that doesn't have the Call of Duty name on it but gives you all the same features. He also told me that Turtle Beach have got the rights to sell gunners. They did have the gunners. No, sorry, I should explain. For those of you who don't know, gunners are a gaming glasses brand called Gunner Optics. Now, you say gaming glasses, you're like, that sounds like the most ridiculous item ever. I've got a pair, right? I ordered them from the States because I saw MLG Halo Reach players using them and Black Ops players as well. And basically the point of them is that they increase the magnification on the screen. I think it's 1.5 times, so you've got an element of zoom in there. It's got a yellow tint to help, well, kind of help. It doesn't really show up all that well. Slightly, distinguishing colours and objects. But the main feature of them is, because it's got a tint to them, is when you're looking at LCD screens for long periods of time, whether it's gaming, whether it's computer programming, anything to do with computers, if you're sat in front of them for a long time, your eyes start to dry out, you get headaches because the brightness of the screen, and you're concentrating, it stops you from, blinking as much, therefore causing the dry eyes and so on. And I tell you what, you do get a little bit of a headache from them because of, it's basically adjusting your eyesight. And the other problem I had originally was that when I took them off on the first day, and I just started looking at my desktop, I couldn't read the text, which was quite funny because every time I looked at it, it just started to blur out of view, and I was laughing my head off when I was trying to talk to Gaz while doing it, because I was trying to read him out the IP address for my computer so we could play Minecraft on my server. But since I've got used to them, they are absolutely brilliant. They're not going to massively change your game, but they allow you to do that, just that little bit more. And I think that, again, they could be considered a little bit expensive, and they're kind of a luxury, but if you're thinking about it and wanting to know whether they actually work, they do work. They do exactly what they say on the tin, and if that's what you want, feel free to buy them. I feel like I'm reviewing stuff now. Final thoughts before I end this sort of it's not really a vlog, it's a clog, or a Cod-Log, because there's Call of Duty going on. I'm not exactly on video, am I? We played Halo Reach. There was a group called EGL. Now EGL are the European Gaming League. They're like MLG, the Major League Gaming, but for Europe. And for those of you who know MLG, when you see these European teams that have come through and playing Halo Reach and whatever, like Power Gaming and Fnatic had a team before they actually took over the current Classic team. They came from Europe, and they started off in the European Gaming League. Now they had a sort of a free-for-all tournament going on over the weekend. On the Friday, it was just individual free-for-all tournaments, and if you won a free-for-all, then your name went down and you could win a SteelSeries headset. I don't know exactly which one it was, but I've got to say it was really, really comfortable to wear. So it went slightly higher on it would go higher on my list for a replacement headset behind Astros. It'd go Astros, SteelSeries, and then Turtle Beach. Again, stop plugging stuff. So there was the free-for-alls. I went in and won free-for-all. Now I didn't realise this at the time, but there was actually one of the, I don't want to say pro players because they're not pro players, they're amateur players, but they compete in these leagues, who was sort of behind me, watching me. And when I finished, I ended up having a 5-minute chat with him and the one of the guys from EGL, and they said that I should come down to the tournaments. I am seriously considering. The only problem is that the next tournament is at the end of October, and I don't think they organised that tournament with the best, they didn't really think it through, because end of October and beginning of November is possibly the most expensive month of most people's lives this year, because the amount of awesomeness that is coming out in terms of games. I can't afford to do that as well as getting all these games. I'd rather just get the games. However, we are playing Halo Reach quite a lot in a minute, so don't be surprised to start seeing quite a few Halo Reach videos coming up. I'm not going to say I'm brilliant at the game, but I feel like I'm a good player. In terms of the normal Team Slayer playlist, I'm going to start putting out videos which is going to help in terms of obviously the weapon spawns, and just, little tips, you know, the things that are going through my head to try and help players out, because, you know, I'm helping quite a few of my friends out in the way that they're trying to play. So that's going to be coming up. I'm trying to find a fourth for us so that we can go compete at one of these tournaments, and if we do, those videos will be coming up on the channel as well. That is basically what happened last weekend, and this last week has been me trying to figure out how to put it into words and basically getting off my arse to do it at the same time trying to get my microphone working, which has been a pain in the arse because it hasn't worked. One last thing, Modern Warfare 3 has been pre-ordered for me and Gaz. Now, we have got two options here. As it stands at the minute, all that we're going to do is, Gaz is coming up to mine, we're going to use my internet connection, not as much to try and get good gameplays. What we're going to do is we're going to try and get the channel to be bigger, you know, try and spread out a bit more to people. Because we get it in the UK a minimum of 5 hours before any of you guys over in the States, any of our American viewers that is. The plan is that I'm going to get it at midnight, we're going to be home by 1:15 midnight, and hopefully we'll have videos going up at like 12:30, which should hopefully mean we're one of some of the first people out there. So if you know people who want to see the videos, you know, you yourself want to watch it, keep your eye out for the few hours before the release for any of you guys, because we are going to be putting videos up and they're going to be going up quick. Now that's one option, and that's the way that we're leaning at the minute. On the other side, there's quite a good possibility for a live stream. I have got all the stuff kind of for a setup to do it, but obviously it's a lot more hassle for it. But like I said, it's kind of all set up. There's no reason why we can't do it, and then people can just see us playing live constantly. It's not going to take rendering or uploading time slots. If you guys have any sort of like preferences, I mean, in terms of the live stream, don't feel like I'm trying to sell you a live stream like I'm going to make money off it. I'm not. It's just one of the options as to which one you think we should do. If you're interested. If you're not interested in giving your opinions, then, you know, that's your choice. It'll probably end up just being videos. But if you think the live stream will be a better idea, leave a comment so that, you know, you can help us decide, because we really don't know what to do at the minute. All I can say is that we're leaning towards just doing YouTube videos. I am going to leave you because I've just realised it's like 18 minutes. Bloody hell. I don't think I've ever talked for so long in my life without a woman being in front of me. My name's One True Griff. See you later. And watch out for more videos. I think, yeah. That's a good way to end it, Andy. You fucking dick. Goodbye.